Good evening, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you guys are all okay. I'm just going to stick a mic in now. There's no one here yet, but yeah, there's no one here yet. But I'm going to stick a mic in, and hopefully you guys can still hear me afterwards. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Whoever's watching, I've seen one little person pop up. Just give me a thumbs up to let me know you can hear me. Assalamu alaikum. Just drop me a thumbs up, or a wa alaikum assalam, or a how's it going, Sam, or a whatever. Just to let me know that you can hear me okay. I'll start talking and we'll get on with it, inshallah, as soon as I know that you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, once we've got a thumbs up or something, we'll get on with it. How are you guys today? Hope you guys are well. Sorry today's one is so late. It's almost midnight here in the UK. I've just been so busy today. This is the only time that I got around to it. Yeah, it's been a really, really busy day, alhamdulillah. But I thought, we're still going to do it, even if I'm tired. Even if I've been driving for hours today. Even if I've been creating resources and stuff all day. We're still going to do it. We're still going to turn up. And we're going to do what we've come here for. We've been here for nearly 2 minutes. I'm still waiting for someone to let me know you guys can hear me okay. Assalamu alaikum guys. Let me know that you can hear me alright. Give me a thumbs up or something so we can get on with it. So what we do these evenings, what we do is every Sunday I send out a newsletter to the people who subscribe to it called the Arabist Digest. And it's just a little discussion about learning Arabic, some little tips to help you guys learn Arabic better, and yeah, just some directions from my reflections on teaching and learning Arabic that I've come up with throughout the week. So yeah, so that's what it is. And we're just going to talk over what I discussed in the Arabist Digest this week, and then afterwards we'll open up for some Q&A. Afterwards, inshallah. So that's what we always do. That's the format that we always do on Sunday evening. Still waiting for someone to let me know if you can hear me. But it's only 4 minutes. You guys have made it very clear that you're not interested in me. Do you know what? I'm just gonna start rolling. We're just gonna get the content. We're just gonna get it all covered and stuff, inshallah, so that other people who watch this video later, I'll put in the description. Start watching from like 5 minutes in, because most of the beginning is just us fumbling around, seeing if you can hear me and stuff. So, cool. Okay, so in this week's edition of the Arabist Digest, what we covered is sort of things in the Arabic language that we do too. There are a whole load of things in Arabic that Arabic students always kind of think are really complicated. You know, Arabic students always kind of say, you know, and Arabic students often like make each other scared. So I mean, people who've been learning Arabic for like a week or for like a month make people who are thinking of learning Arabic scared. They say things to them like, "Oh, you'll never guess how difficult the dual is in Arabic. You know, you never guess. You know, you'll never guess what the whatever else is in Arabic." Yeah. Someone called Reasonable Faith, just where he's from originally. Isn't Reasonable Faith the William Lane Craig thing? I remember I used to subscribe to something called Reasonable Faith. Anyway, it's a Christian thing anyway about yeah, Reasonable Faith. But there is a Christian thing with Reasonable Faith. Yeah, it's William Lane Craig, I think his name is. I'm white British originally. But anyway, so as I was saying, yes, in the Arabist Digest this week, we just talked about things that usually people find difficult in Arabic, and people talk about them as being so alien and so bizarre. Things like the dual, broken plurals, how you use numbers in Arabic, how the Arabic script has kind of a beginning, middle, and end form for each letter and stuff like that. So what I wanted us to do, as students, is actually have a closer look at our own language. Actually, I think that we come to understand why those things exist when we understand our own language a bit better. And I give 5 examples of things that students often think is just really bizarre. People think it's just so alien about Arabic. And actually, I challenge students a little bit just to look at our own language to see how we have examples of that. And I give 5 of these examples in the newsletter this week. And the first one is about the script. So obviously, any of us who have learnt the Arabic alphabet, we learnt there's kind of a beginning, middle, and end. There's like a bare beginning, bare middle, bare end, and then a bare on its own. But these aren't really much different to if you were to sit down and you were to write a capital B, and you were to write just a normal B at the beginning of a word, and then you were to write like a B in the middle of a word. Do you know what I mean? When you write cursive handwriting, you kind of have this line that comes like this, and then you come off of it at the end as well. It has like little lines at the beginning and end, so join it up. And that's a bit like just having a bear in the middle. And then a bear at the end is just like a bear, right? So, so we kind of end up, we kind of end up with like something very similar to what there is in Arabic, right? Like in Arabic, there's these different letters, but actually we have that in English too. So I mean, it's not something just unique to Arabic that does that. And then another one is case as well, right? Like obviously in Arabic, we know that case, an expressing case, has an enormous impact on the meaning of words, and you can do it with all nouns, adjectives, and even verbs as well. You can express their case using on the end. We usually do it with a fatha, kasra, dhamma. Can be expressed in other ways, but that's usually how it's done. So, for example, if we take the word al-rajulu, whenever we say al-rajulu, al-rajula, or al-rajuli, those things mean something different. Do you know what I mean? Like if we use al-rajulu. I'm simplifying it, right? We use that when al-rajulu is the subject of the sentence, right? We use al-rajula when he's the object of a sentence, and we use al-rajuli when it's after a preposition and some other things as well. That's just a really simplified way of explaining it. And in English, we actually do something quite similar to this with some of our pronouns. For example, if we take the word I, okay, we have like the word I and me. They mean the same thing. I and me mean the same thing in English. They both mean like this one. Yeah, they mean the same thing, but we use them differently. Like when we use I, it's the same as saying al-rajulu. It's just I in the subject. And saying me is the same as when we say al-rajula. It's just rajul in the object, right? Which is why we say I like pie. Yeah, but we can't say me like pie, right? Saying me like pie is like saying dhahab al-rajula. Yeah, it's wrong, right? You have to say dhahab al-rajulu because it's the rajul who's the subject, right? So in English, we actually do that too, with words like me and I. We have 2 words that they mean the same thing, but they're just different case. They're just different case. And it's the same case with she and her, right? Like you can say I saw her, but you say she is running or whatever. And the same with him and he as well. So we actually have case in a way in English. Like we have case for the same kind of purposes that they do in Arabic, which is interesting too. Another one is broken plurals. Broken plurals are, so in Arabic you have something called a jama' taksir, a broken plural, and we call it this because we kind of break the word up and we put different vowels and stuff, and we change the pattern and stuff a little bit. So you're gonna have a word like, I don't know, miftah meaning a key, and the plural is mifatih. Yeah, we don't say like miftahuna. Yeah, we don't just add una or miftahas. Yeah, like in English, we just add an S on the end, don't we? You can't, like if we have the word bait, meaning a house in Arabic, we can't say baits. Yeah, for houses. Yeah, like in Arabic, they usually have a broken students. Now, beginner students often think of it as like just having to learn a whole new word, But there are rules to it, of course. But then also in English, like that isn't entirely unusual for us either. Like we do have plurals that are really irregular and really bizarre in English. Like we have like die and dice. We also have like mouse and mice. Yeah, mouse is the singular, mice is the plural. We have like the word medium. a medium for something, and the word media is the plural. Yeah, so we have some really funky plurals in English as well. Like we have those; they exist, and yeah. So actually, the idea of having a broken plural isn't entirely alien to us. So yeah. The script is one thing. Case is another one. Broken plurals is another, and another one is actually use of numbers. So in Arabic, there are some, it does require students to work quite hard, I think, to learn the numbers initially, because there are just some quite funny rules that go with them. Like, it's funny when you think of it on a conscious level, but then when you actually look at your own language, it appears that we actually do it a bit too. But so let me give you an example. So in Arabic, usually in English, whenever we're talking about a number of something, like if we're talking about just houses, for an example, we say one house, and then we use houses for any other number. 2 houses, 100 houses, 1,000,000 houses, 5 houses. But in Arabic, you only would use the plural houses for the numbers 3 to 10. Everything else you just use a singular, right? 100 houses, yeah? Mi'atu baytin, yeah? You just use mi'atu and then you word bait. You just use the word for one house. And that blows students' minds sometimes, yeah? Like, students think that's so strange that they say like 100 house, okay? But do we not in English say, oh, the guys are playing a 90-minute match? Yeah, if we're talking about a football match, it's a 90-minute match. We don't say like it's a 90 minutes match. Yeah, there are times in English when we do that too. Right? We say a 90-minute match. A 100-meter race. Yeah, like we don't say 100 meters race. Yeah, so we actually do that too. Like that thing that exists in Arabic, and we think of it so abstract and so bizarre. On a conscious level, it is a bit strange, but actually, we should feel more comfortable with it, because actually, it's something that we have in English too. So yeah, so those are the main examples. Those are the main examples that I demonstrated in this week's Arabist Digest. And then we just rounded it off just by me reminding the readers that on Instagram every day I'm putting out a new word of the Quran. So we're doing like a Quranic word of the day. And so far we've covered about 15% of the vocab that's used in the Quran, just with 5 words. We've done the words min, which is by far the most used word in the Quran. The word Allah, which no surprise is used a lot in the Quran, no surprise. We have the word, what is after that? Is it inna or enna or something? We have inna, we have fi, we have la. Number 3 is la, just a word for no, la. Yeah, and we also have inna and fi, I think, are the other ones. But those 5 words together, those 5 words together alone, they comprise like 15% of the words used in the entire Quran. It's crazy, just with 5 words. Do you know what I mean? So it's really cool, right? So over on Instagram we're doing that. So those of you who haven't followed me on Instagram yet, please go over and do so, and you can benefit from it as well, inshallah. This is so late, and it's such an unusual time for me to do a live Q&A. So I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes and drink some coffee. And if you guys have any questions, just stick them in. There were some questions a second ago, which I can just kind of talk through as we go. Let me have a look at the questions. Let's do that. So, okay. Where am I from originally? I think I mentioned that I'm white British. If you want to be more specific, I was born in Northampton, but I grew up in Cornwall. Cornwall is one of the most beautiful places in the world, by the way, if you don't know. It's where I came to Islam when I was living in Cornwall. That masjid, that mosque in Cornwall, is one of the most beloved places in the world to me. I love that place so much. When did I convert? About 8 years ago. I was 16 or 17, and I'm 25 now, alhamdulillah. So, yeah, quite a while ago now, alhamdulillah, about 8 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, so like I've been a Muslim pretty much my whole adult life, really. Yeah, I don't know, I think, like in Cornwall, there's a group of us brothers, like white British brothers, who came to Islam at sort of a similar time. There's some of us quite good friends, and like all of us became Muslims when we were like 16, 17, 18, and for all of us, we don't really feel like reverts. You know what I mean? Like we've been Muslims our whole adult life. Like we're married and got kids and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost sort of our past of darkness and kufr is feels like it's a long way away, alhamdulillah. yeah, if there are any other questions, guys, just stick them in. I'll be here for a few more minutes, inshallah. Maybe stay here for 15 minutes or something, if there are questions. If not, I'm going to do something on my laptop. And yeah, you guys can stick questions in, if there are any. Ugh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We just did a little recap of the Arabist Digest. That's a newsletter that I send out to my students every week. You can subscribe to it on my website, arabistsam.com. Yeah, we just did a recap of the things that that I wrote about in this week's edition. I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, everything's okay. Alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. People are turning up now. Alhamdulillah. How are you guys doing? Where are you guys, by the way? Those of you who have decided to turn up. Are you in the UK? Biggest audience is in the UK, which makes sense. Then the next biggest is the US, I believe. Yeah, USA. Then Canada, I think. It's a big shout out to you guys. I like hearing about where you guys in America are from. In Sweden, nice. Cool. That's close to us, actually, here in the UK. When you look at it on the map, it's actually not many people in the UK go like on holiday to like Sweden or Norway and stuff, but you're like way closer than more places we do go on holiday. Canada, awesome. You know, my wife and I really want to go to Canada. My wife's a Somali, for those of you who don't know. And in Canada, you have a lot of Somalis out there. Yeah, a lot of Somalis in Canada. But also Canada's just a really beautiful country. For those of you who know me sort of well, will know that I love animals. Like I'm just a big sort of wildlife and especially animals nerd. And Canada is it's amazing for like natural beauty and stuff. It's yeah, it's cool. Canada's awesome. So my wife was actually born in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia, and she lived there till she was about 16. She doesn't really speak Fusha though. She just speaks their sort of Khaliji, she calls it, their sort of Khaliji dialect. Yeah. Yeah, but she speaks fluent Somali and sign language as well. Probably her strongest language is sign language. Yeah. Thank you guys for being awake. In Canada, what time is it? Like in Canada, it's probably, what is it? It's just sort of 8 o'clock or something for you, depending on which side of Canada you're on. What is it, like, I don't know, yeah, 6 o'clock, something like that in Canada. It's probably actually a sociable time in Canada. It's not here. It's gone midnight now. But in Canada, it's probably a good time. In Sweden, what are you doing up at this time? In Sweden, yeah, cool, yeah, 7. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, in Sweden, why are you awake at this time? Go to bed, man. Go to bed. Unless you have an Arabic language question for me that I can help you with. Yeah, 1 a.m. What are you doing up at this time? Look, speaking Arabic's not a party trick. It's not a party trick. Like, I don't know, like, YouTube's full of white people being a performing monkey for people just speaking another language because people think, oh, white person who can speak another language. It's not a party trick. It's not a party trick. Do you know what I mean? So I stopped my Somali channel. I took a brief break from it because I'm just spreading myself too thin. Um, it's really hard work. Like, a lot of people don't really appreciate how hard it is to like run an online course and a YouTube channel and an Instagram account and a Facebook account and a podcast, you know, and respond to all of your emails and try to respond to all your messages and do live streams for free and do all this kind of do live Q&As and stuff multiple times throughout the week. Like, it's really hard work. And on my Sam of Somalia channel, I kind of found, because I'm not like qualified to teach Somali, I found it just became like, you know, it became sort of just gimmicky, just this white person, um, you know, like this white person just speaking Somali. Like, I never really wanted it to be that. I never really wanted it to just be, you know, I never really wanted it to be a party trick. I never really wanted it to be just people celebrating a white person. Well, what's so great about a white person speaking Somali? Like what? You know. So anyways, so that channel, I just wasn't sure what to do with it, man. Like I found myself sort of, I just given the value that I could, and it just wasn't easy for me to create videos anymore. I think deep down, like, the Arabic language is just is the real sort of love of my life, really. The Arabic languages, it's just what I want to do with the rest of my life, help people learn it. You know, so it just made sense. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I think my videos got worse on my Somali channel. I think. If you see a word which ends in a dhamma, is it always a mudaf? No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Not and a mudaf doesn't always have to end in a dhamma. Yeah, mudaf doesn't even have to always end in a dhamma. Dhamma is kind of the default way of expressing the marfu' case. And the marfu' case is like the default for Arabic. If you ever quote a word in Arabic, like whenever you read a vocab list or whatever, all the words will end in dhammas, right? Because it's just kind of like the default case in Arabic. There needs to be a reason for it to take another case. But a mudaf can be any. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're to have a simple idafa, like, what idafa should we do? I don't know, let's just say like a simple like idafa name, like Abdullahi. Yeah, Abdullahi. If you would say like with Abdullahi, you'd say ma Abdillahi. Yeah, the Abdi has a kasra on it now because we had ma before it. If it was the object of the sentence, the maf'ulun bihi, you'd say ra'aytu Abdullahi. Yeah, the abd would become abda because it's the maf'ulun bihi now. So even the mudaf doesn't have to always have a dhamma. It does a lot of the time. Yeah, but if a word has a dhamma on the end, it could be a whole number of reasons. Yeah. You know, it could be the ism of kana or the khabar of inna, or inna wa akhawatuha and kana wa akhawatuha. It could be any of those. Yeah. So there are a number of different reasons why a word would have a dhamma on the end. There's a question. How do I go about joining the course, brother? Just go onto my website and have a look at it, inshallah. arabitsam.com/60. Message me if you have any questions. If you have any questions about it at all. So for some people, it's not right. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's not right for people, I'll say, look, sorry, I'm probably not your guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to spend your money on my course. Like, I can direct you to something better. There are a lot of people who it is the best course for. Yeah. Yeah. So the brother said, but this channel is smaller than the other one, isn't it? It has less subscribers, but way more engagement and way more purpose and meaning. But smaller in terms of number of subscribers. But that's also not, that's like that. I don't know. I think when people say that to me, that comes with the assumption that I want loads of subscribers. Yeah, it is live right now. Yeah, Omar, it is live at the moment. Yes, it is very much live in real life. Yeah, I think that question comes from an assumption that my main goal is to have loads of subscribers, when actually I don't really care about that. Like, I care about actually just helping people learn Arabic. Do you know what I mean? That's what I really care about. So, yeah. Even if You know, if a channel has 100,000 subscribers but isn't delivering good, doesn't matter. It means nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know. Um, I suppose just in the nature of it being an online course, it's stronger for reading and writing. There is opportunity for you to become a stronger speaker, but you need to understand really that speaking is a skill. It's not really to do with knowledge. It's to do with being a skill, and it's upon you to practice your skill. You know, so someone on the other end of an online course can't really sort of force you to practice a skill. Speaking, you know, like a lot of people are like fluent in Arabic, like they know everything in Arabic. They've got tons of vocab, but people are like out of practice. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes people can be really knowledgeable in Arabic grammar and really knowledgeable in Arabic literature and know loads of vocab and grammar, but like they're just out of practice. Do you know what I mean? Because speaking is a skill which you need to be in practice for. You know, like I mean, people have skills in anything. You know, whether it be from football to I don't know, cooking or whatever, right? Like if you're practicing it regularly, you will have that strong skill. It's not necessarily to do with knowledge, you know. There is yeah, yeah. So yeah, the materials that you would need to learn to speak, yeah, absolutely. It's all in there, yeah. If students take the initiative when they're working through the workbooks and they're working through the videos and stuff to make a conscious effort to be trying, be trying to speak everything that they're learning, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not tailored towards diet. It's not a dialect course. Like if you're interested in having chit chat with people in Egypt, you know, over a coffee, it's not the right course for you. It's not a dialect course. It's all standard Arabic. Although there is a balance between sort of modern usage of it, you know, with um, yeah, um, yeah. Best way to learn is go to an Arab country. If you have that option, go to an Arab country. If you have that option, a lot of people don't. But yeah, if you do have it, absolutely. If you have the financial means and the time, to go to an Arab country and learn Arabic in an Arab country, then absolutely. Um, yeah, then absolutely you should. Um, yeah. So if learning languages has never been your strong point, I mean, that's fine. Same for me. Same for me. I'm not a languagesy person. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? At school, I wasn't allowed to learn a language at school. When I was about 14, I had a French teacher. There was a French teacher, and she said, "Look, Sam's just hopeless." I asked my mum to come in and speak to my French teacher because I really wanted to learn French, and my French teacher was like, "Sam's just not a good linguist." So I mean, like that was the same for me. Like I'm not some gifted polyglot. I'm not that. I'm just someone who has a deep love for Arabic and for teaching it. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. If you'd like to contact me, inshallah, you can email me, arabicwithsam@gmail.com. Email me, inshallah. Can't always reply immediately, but I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can, inshallah. You can DM me on Instagram as well. That tends to work pretty well at the moment. But the question about what resources I use actually in my program. So the Arabic in 60 Steps program has a core 60 videos that goes through 60 grammar points in Arabic. And you also have workbooks. If you live in the UK, I'll post them to you for free. Yeah, and you just work through challenges. There's like 5 different exercises for each lesson. Yeah, so you do lesson 1, there's a vocab list of about 10 words, and then there's like 5 challenges where it'll get you to practice translations, and you'll fill in gaps, and you'll, just build your knowledge around it. And then, throughout the course, students build about 600 words at least throughout that, and get a firm grasp on all of these, on all of these terms. Yeah, so on all of those grammar concepts. That's kind of the spine of the course. I don't know if my internet has gone slow. Okay, here we are. Yeah, so as I was saying, so something else that I've added to improve students' speaking and their listening is something called the Skill Builder, where I just have videos that are entirely in Arabic, and yeah, and I give you the vocab list for the video. So for example, we might have like a cartoon, we've got like a Mr. Bean cartoon in Arabic, we've got like an episode from the Omar series that's entirely in Arabic, we've got some like TV interviews and all kinds of stuff in there, right? And students can just learn vocab, and then they can practice their listening to actually hear the words in real Arabic real world situations. And then at the end of it as well, I offer phrases for students to learn that use the same vocab from that lesson, just repurposed for different, for different uses. So that helps the students. Yeah, that's how the 4 skills are served: speaking, listening, reading, writing, and that's kind of the structure of it. My name is Sam, like Fireman Sam. What was the next question? It's entirely on your own time. The pace of the course is entirely self-directed. The memberships are for a year. Students that usually finish it in a year. If you didn't finish it in a year for some reason, then I'm not a nasty person. If you'll just say to me, look, Sam, I didn't quite get around to finishing it, I'll just extend the time for you. Yeah, that's why we do it. Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else? Can't wait to have you on board, inshallah. If there's anything in particular, just get in touch with me, inshallah. Like, I don't know, my course is like, it's probably one of the cheapest courses that I know of in the world. That's the size and scope of mine. But still, it's like, I don't know, I don't really want people's money if it's not right for them. Do you know what I mean? I have a YouTube. I have a video about what I used and how I learned Arabic. In fact, it's on my YouTube channel. It's just called How I Learned Arabic. I already have a video on that. Alhamdulillah. It's about 10 minutes. I think it's my most popular video actually on this channel. Yeah, it's got kind of the tagline "Never met an Arab," because I'd never met an Arab in my life. Yeah, I'd never met an Arab in my life when I started learning Arabic. I'd never met a Muslim in my life when I actually became one. There are videos out there of me speaking Arabic somewhere. It's not something that I focus on, but there are videos out there of me, yeah. Yeah. When it's actually applicable, yeah, of course. Is there anything else? Yeah, check the video out, inshallah. Oh, okay, right. So yeah, so if you see baytu without el at the beginning, so you mean, right? Okay, can it be anything other than a mudaf? I'm not sure actually. That's a good question. That is the only time I can think of him just on the spot here. Yeah, if you see a word. Actually, no, I don't think so. Actually, so for example, if you have a word that is mamnu' min as-sarf, that is actually indefinite. It won't express its indefiniteness with tenween. It would just be with one dhamma. So in answer to that question, no, it might not only be a mudaf. If you see a word that doesn't have el at the beginning and has a dhamma on the end, it might not always be a mudaf. For example, it could be a word that's mamnu' min as-sarf, like a color, like ahmar or azraq or akhdar or something, and just have one dhamma on the end, even if it's indefinite. In like a jumla ismiya, you'd say something like al-baytu kabirun, right? But if you're going to say like the house is red instead of the house is green, you'd say al-baytu ahmaru. Yeah, because you can't say ahmarun. You just can't say ahmarun because it's mamnu' min as-sarf. Yeah, so you could have like ahmaru, or you could have like, number of the plurals, adhkiya'u, or whatever. Yeah, so that's a time when it could be, yeah. So my website, arabicwithsam.com. Arabicwithsam.com. Yeah. Yeah. It's in like if you need to find my website, like it's in the description of all of my videos, and it's it's just Arabic with Sam. It makes sense. Oh, okay. So yeah. So Allahumma barik li ahli Surya. May Allah bless you guys. There are 4 books which I send. At a later date, at some point, inshallah, I'm planning to just make it all one book. It'll make it much easier. I just have to post it one time. I'll just have one big book. And also it'll give students more clarity on sort of what's coming and the structure of the course as well. So at the moment it's 4 books, 4 separate books. But I'm planning, inshallah, when we sort of do a relaunch for Ramadan, I might change it a bit, inshallah, and we'll maybe just have one big book. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, mamnu' min as-sarf is covered in at lesson 40. Yeah, so you might have another sort of 15 lessons to go, or another 10 lessons to go, or something before you get to that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do lives in Ramadan, inshallah. At the moment, alhamdulillah, here on the channel we have quite a good routine at the moment. The routine at the moment, for those of you guys who are new to the channel or whatever, Monday is podcast. Tuesday is talk through, so we do Arabic speaking and listening. Wednesday is walkthrough, so Arabic reading and writing, and then Thursday we do a show called Grammar Time, where we just pick like 5 really common grammar mistakes that students are making, and we just correct them. Just little tweaks that people out there can use just to correct their Arabic. Yeah. So those are kind of the standard ones, and then I do a live Q&A every Wednesday on Instagram, and then I take that video and put it on YouTube on Fridays. So there's a video that comes out every day. On Saturdays, I like to do a little surprise, just because something just comes to mind that I think could benefit the people, so I just do it. And then on Sundays, we do this. On Sundays, we talk about the Arabist Digest and do a little bit of Q&A. Yeah, so that's the schedule. There was a question about the podcast. The podcast is just about anything learning Arabic. Sometimes I spend whole videos giving people phrases and vocab, and we go over, vocab, do a little grammar concept. Sometimes we talk about how to learn Arabic vocab and resources and stuff like that. It's entirely up to you guys. Like I listen to you guys and think about what sort of things you are asking for, and then I give it to you. There's a question about the 60 Steps program. Yeah, it's 60 lessons. So it's 60 steps, 60 lessons, yeah. But you also have access to the skill builder for free as well, and there's there will inshallah be hundreds of lessons in that too, just as a bonus. So yes, there are some advanced grammar concepts that are not covered in it, but yeah, but it's they're all things that you would probably be able to infer. The objective of the 60 Steps program is to make students independent in Arabic. So students, when they complete the 60 Steps programs, they'll be able to hold their own. Like, you don't really need a teacher anymore for Arabic after the 60 Steps program, in my opinion. Students at that level are at the stage in both speaking, listening, reading, and writing to be able to navigate Arabic in an Arabic world. So they shouldn't have to use an English to Arabic dictionary anymore. They can just, they can just ask what something means in Arabic, and then come to understand, in different words, the Arabic. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, there are some advanced things. There are some advanced grammar concepts that are not covered in the 60 Steps program. In fact, there are a couple of things I wrote down, things that probably should be in a different order, or should be, or perhaps other things should be included. There are things that I wrote down a while ago, but I can't remember them. But there are a couple of little things, but they're not things that would trip you up, or would, you'd have plenty of a foundation after the 60 Steps. How long does one lesson take on average? So the video is only about 15 minutes. The workbook will probably take you, depending on how well you've understood the video, the exercise is probably an hour tops. I'd say. So I don't know if you're, yeah, and then just, I don't know, time for you to think about it and let it settle in or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could do it a few hours a week, a couple hours a week over the whole year. You'd do it, I reckon. I think as you get further on, and there's more to be revising as well as gaining as well. Those later lessons just take a bit longer. Like, there are some lessons in here, like on the numbers, for example. There's lesson 34 or something, which is on numbers between 3 and 10. When I was writing that lesson, I was thinking, like, students will need a little bit of time just to mull this over, because some of it's just a little bit abstract to us. But on average, I'd say if you were to put in 2 or 3 hours a week, that's plenty. Yeah, I'd say. To be honest, from my perspective as a teacher, the thing that I care about the most is that you're doing it regularly. Like, if you were to do 15 minutes every couple of days, that means way more to me than at the end of the month thinking I've done no Arabic and sitting down for 8 hours once. Like, having the routine is the thing that matters to me. Probably, I mean, the thing about the skills, speaking, listening, reading, writing, the thing about the skills is this, like, I think 99% of people in the world, because the skills aren't just about preference. The skills are actually fundamentally grounded in what's harder. Reading is the easiest because it's passive and written, right? It's passive, so you don't have to create anything to read, right? It's just passive knowledge. And it's written, so you don't have to do things quickly. You can just take your time over reading it. And then writing is the next. Or actually, the middle two, I suppose, is a bit of discussion over whether writing is easier or listening is easier. No, writing is easier. I'm just going to say it. Writing is easier than listening, I think. Because writing, you can still control the pace. Do you know what I mean? It's an active skill, so it's harder than reading, but you still control the pace of it. And then listening is the next, because you have no control over the pace, but it's still passive, so it's still easier than speaking. And then speaking is the hardest of the 4 skills. Speaking is just the hardest of the 4 skills. And that's why as well, like in the GCSE exams and stuff, they'll always give more weight to the active skills, because it's just because those are harder, So, I mean, almost any course in the world, I would say, it will improve your reading the most. It'll bring out your reading the best. And the other things are just more to do with skill and less to do with knowledge as you go up. And then your skills are how much you practice it. There's a question about what's the difference between the monthly and yearly pricing option. Yeah, it's just the price. Yeah, it's just the price. You save £35. You save the equivalent of about 3 months, or more than that. You get more than 3 free months if you sign up if you pay the yearly option. Yeah. I suppose it took me about 3 years to learn Arabic to a good level, because the first year was all just written Fusha for reading newspapers. Second year, a little bit of Ammiya, a little bit of spoken Arabic, a little bit of context, a bit more literature. And then third year, when I actually travelled to Palestine and lived in Palestine for a year, I'd say that's when it cemented it really. Fourth year of the Arabic degree is more just practice. It's not, you don't really learn anything new, you just practice, you just read read texts and have discussions about them in Arabic. That's all you do really in fourth year. At that stage, like I think in Arabic, there's a stage where you can just be left alone. Like when you've got a foundation in grammar and vocab, I think at that point you can just be left alone to go out and enjoy it and enjoy the world. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I think. Like I don't want for students to have to pay for courses for the rest of their lives. Do you know what I mean? Like I want students to do like a cheap course like mine that'll get you up on your feet and look after you for a year, and then you should be able to go out and use your Arabic on the world. Do you know what I mean? You should be free at that point to go and actually use it and practice it. You know. No, you can't watch the videos offline. I don't think. I've mainly done that at the moment for copyright issues. Yeah. I think I remember having a conversation with you actually, Hassan. I think I remember that. How are you doing? I hope you're well, inshallah. Here's a good question actually. Rahma Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So would you suggest learning Arabic at a secular institute? No. No, not no, I suppose not. I suppose it depends what your objectives are. Like there are two main kind of schools of teaching Arabic that exist at the moment. There's like a classical and then like a Western or an Orientalist one. There's like a classical where you learn like Nahu and Sarf and you read classical texts and you're reading and you're learning Arabic to access classical texts really and have conversations in Fusha with Tullab al-Ilm. Like that's what it's for. But when you learn in a secular institute, as you say, or in a Western institution, you're learning to read newspapers and engage in political discussions, talk about siyasa and iqtisad and whatever else. Yeah. So it depends what your objectives are, I suppose. I think learning at a secular institute, like a university, for example, I think is an expensive way to learn Arabic. I remember obviously like when I went, I managed to get into uni when it was only £3,000 a year. Here in the UK, university costs about £9,000 a year now. But when I got in the last year when it was only 3,000, so it was actually affordable back then. But still, even then, that's expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like if you went to Egypt, you could like live in an Arab country for much cheaper than that. Like I remember when I was in my second year, I was like near the end of my second year, and I met a Bengali brother called In'am, and he had been to Egypt for like a year, and his Arabic was way better than mine, way better than all of the people on my course, and we're like, at that point, we're like £6,000 deep in just uni fees, let alone like the fees for our accommodation and stuff, and this brother was living in Egypt, living like a king, had private tutors and stuff, like £500 a month, I studied Arabic at uni. Yeah, I just did a straight Arabic language degree, if that's what you mean, or if you mean like what topics within Arabic. Yeah. It is hard to stay motivated on your own, man. 100%, 100%. I think most of what I do really is motivating people and keeping people in the right mindset. That's why I'm here every single day. And that's why I put out content every single day. That's why I turn up on Instagram every single day, and I'm here on YouTube every single day. And I'm responding to people's messages for free and giving advice every single day because it's just about mindset and about consistency. That is more important really than the resources, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think the biggest problem that we have, especially in the Muslim world, isn't that we don't have resources. We've got tons of resources. It's not that we don't have teachers, we've got tons of teachers. It's that the mindset towards learning Arabic is all wrong. Like that's what really my main focus is on. I have my own program because I want to interact with students more directly, and because I think my program's good. But yeah, I think the biggest issue that we actually have is people's attitude to learning Arabic is wrong. That's the real issue. People struggle. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's fair to say that most Muslims who want to learn Arabic, their primary goal is for the Quran, really, and for Islamic purposes. Yeah, but I think there's something to be said for that. When people think about learning Arabic, we assume we like a lot of the time when people come to learn Arabic, they assume that their experience would be similar to other languages they've learned before. A big issue that I've had, especially when I used to do like private one-to-one lessons, would be like students at school, they learn Spanish and they learn some Spanish words and Spanish grammar and some phrases, and they can use them in any Spanish-speaking country and they work. You read them in any Spanish book and they work. And we want our Arabic language learning experience to be the same as that. And it's just not for a lot of people. Like if you go to a curriculum, that the job of that curriculum is to teach you the Quran, that's all you'll get from it. You won't be able to apply that if you go to a coffee shop in Egypt. Do you know what I mean? You just need different stuff for it. Like Arabic is just so vast, and the reason why in my program I try to balance like classical terminology, which is quite like, there are some terms in my Quran in my program which are quite they're only really used in the Quran and some classical poetry and stuff. Like some words are just quite unusual. Yeah. So it's just I try to have a balance on my course because I want to give beginners a foundation across the board. That's what it's for. And I think a lot of people who, even though their objective is for the Quran, I think a lot of people do kind of expect that in turn they'll be able to speak, and in turn they'll be able to like make hijrah to a Muslim majority country and stuff like, and we should try to make hijrah, of course, but yeah, people expect they'll be able to do that, and I don't think many Arabic curriculums provide students that experience the way that mine does. Yeah, that's just a thought. I know I shouldn't. I know that I shouldn't do this late, but I thought better late than never. I got back into my house at 11:30, and I thought my subscribers are getting their live stream, whether it's late or whether I'm exhausted or whether I'm a bit grumpy, they're getting it. Yeah, I'm going to turn up, I'm going to answer their questions, and they're going to see my face. So, a 4-part program, which sort of has a, something that sort of has a, you do parallel learning between the 4 skills, right? Is that kind of what you're saying? You kind of have 4 programs. I'm gonna sneeze. Alhamdulillah. So I kind of already do. I kind of have like the skill builder, which is for speaking and listening, and then I have like a Allahu Akbar. Hassan signed up. Allahu Akbar. Welcome to the program, Akhi. Hassan is from Sudan, if I remember our conversation correctly. Congratulations, Hassan. May Allah bless you. May Allah put barakah and blessings in this endeavour for you. Say Ameen. Everyone out there, say Ameen for our brother Hassan who just joined the Arabic in 60 Steps program. So anyway, so I kind of do already. In the Arabic in 60 Steps program, there is like the 60 Steps program, which is like reading and writing and grammar, and then there's like the skill builder, which is for speaking and listening. So that kind of is, but the issue that I think with that is, if you try to study any of the skills in isolation, I think that can be problematic sometimes. Because some of the skills, as I said, some of the skills just come before each other. They're not all equal within language use. That they're not all equal. They just have different jobs and are applied differently. Some of them are passive, some of them are active, some of them are vocal, some of them are visual. They just have different jobs. I don't think they should all be taught in a parallel way. That's just kind of my opinion, I think. But Allahu Akbar. More people have signed up. Allahu Akbar. Sorry, man, I don't know your name because you're unless your name actually is Qaz. So brother Waqas, there is a brother on the program called Muhammad Waqas. There is also a Waqas Muhammad who follows me on Facebook. I'm not sure which one you are, Akhi. Whichever one you are, I love you guys. Okay, Qasim. Assalamu alaikum, brother Qasim. May Allah bless you, Akhi. Please forgive me for not knowing your name. You guys will receive welcome emails from me soon. When we come off this, I'll write you a personal welcome email. I do that for all of my students, just to touch base with you, let you guys know you can get in touch with me whenever you want, and I'm here for you. So Waqas Muhammad asked the question: will you ever do a trip to an Arab country for your students? Man, I'm planning that. Like, I have plans for that, and I think it's such a beautiful idea for us to do like an Arabic with Sam trip. You know, brother, I don't know how many of you guys follow the dawah of brother Imran ibn Mansour, or dawah man. I know the brother personally, actually. I've met him a number of times, and he's a very, very kind and nice brother. He does like Umrah trips with the brothers. And like when I've seen him do that sort of stuff, I've thought, man, I'm gonna put a trip to Morocco together with some guys, Arabic with Sam guys. I'm gonna put a trip together to Jordan with the guys. Like, I'd love to do that. I've already started making plans for it. I've looked at like prices for flights and for booking like a pad for some brothers. I've got like 15 of us brothers who go out there. We'll organise, we'll organise lessons. We'll have some tutors come in. I'll do a little seminar. You guys will actually get to see me speaking Arabic to the people out there and stuff as well when I'm coordinating everything and stuff, and it'll just be cool, man. Like, I'd love that idea. So I'd love to do that at some point. Where would you guys want to go, by the way? Where do you think would be good? I have connections in Egypt and in Jordan that we could exploit, and I think through those places would be good as well. I would love to do Palestine. I have more of a base in Palestine, but it's just harder to get all the brothers. You imagine 15 of us brothers all turn up together. All these brothers with beards and all from different countries and stuff, all going to Palestine. But yeah, Jordan or Egypt I think would be good. Egypt would probably be the best. Jordan would probably be the best Egypt would probably be the best just for getting teachers in. There are phenomenal institutes in both places. They're both amazing, but but in Jordan, probably one of my favourite places I've been in the Arab world is Aqaba. Aqaba in Jordan is honestly it's so beautiful. We could do either. We could do Jordan or we could do Egypt or both. But it's just the question really is which one we do first. That's the question. Yeah. Yeah, we do both. Why don't we do both? We'll do, I don't know, 2 weeks in one and then 2 weeks in the other or something. Do you know what I mean? We'll just do both. They're close to each other anyway. So yes, I have thought of that, absolutely. I've absolutely thought of that. You're the only person to have guessed it, though. I have sort of been thinking about something like that for a very long time. Sorry, man. There's the question, which is cheaper for financial requirements? I would probably have to sign it before the trip. I'm not sure what you mean, man. Oh, do you mean like it would only be open for students who are on the 60 Steps program? Because I don't know if that would be the case. I might just invite anybody who follows any of the social media. It wouldn't have to be only 60 Steps students necessarily. Although it would make sense, because then I'd know that you're all of a similar level. So it'd be easier for planning seminars and stuff. Oh, which country would be cheaper? Egypt. Jordan's not cheap. Jordan's not cheap. Honestly, like, there's not much talk about it, but like Oman is an expensive country to live in. Like, there's just this little country next to Yemen that nobody ever talks about, and they're just living like kings out there. They're getting away with it. Yeah, good shout. Yeah, if we took people who weren't on the course, it would inspire them. Yeah, that's what I mean, Hassan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Jordan's expensive. I've never been to Lebanon, but like Jordan's expensive. Yeah, Jordan's expensive. Egypt isn't. In Egypt, man, we could kill it in Egypt, man. We could have such a wicked trip. You know, we'd have decent money, we could eat decent food out there, you know, and it'd be much easier, you know, just much easier for people. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely, inshallah. No, I have not been on Umrah yet, nor Hajj. I would love to. It just hasn't been in my financial means, really. I was planning to go to Kuwait for Arabic learning, all paid except flight, with a foundation based in Ilford area-ish. Okay, cool. Honestly, I can't give you any dates yet, Ramad, about, you know, um, yeah, yeah, I can't give you any dates yet. I don't have anything penciled in the diary or anything. It'd be after Ramadan. Um, yeah, it'd be after Ramadan, inshallah. No, next year, probably next year. Give you plenty of time. It's not going to be anytime soon. Yeah, inshallah. Inshallah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, inshallah. I think an Egypt trip would be wicked as our first trip. Yeah, I have connections out there, alhamdulillah. I've studied out there myself. MashaAllah, brother Qasim, start growing your beard, inshallah. Mine's a bit rugged, to be honest. I never go to the barbers. You can tell from my hair, I'm a hairy guy. But with my beard, I sometimes try to trim it myself down here, but yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I am tired. And I should go to sleep. Um, yeah, you're absolutely right. Now is not the time to join the chat because we need to go to bed. Here in the UK, it is what time? It is nearly الساعة الواحدة. It's nearly 1 o'clock. And yeah, Fajr comes in about 4 hours, inshallah. So we need to call it a day. Yeah, I have heard of Arabic Mike. I've spoken to him before. Yeah, if you're interested in watching a white person speak Arabic for entertainment purposes, or as a little novelty, then yeah, go over to his channel. He's the right guy for you, 100%. He's awesome. Yeah, Norway. It's 2. You guys are a little bit late. I've seen um, okay, we'll end with one question. تفضل. Let's ask a question. Do we say is'al or sel? Is'alni or selni? Which one's right? Both are right. You can say sel. Sel is a little bit more fasih, but is'al is okay as well. Um, so any cartoons in Fusha I can watch with English subtitles? Um, so yeah, there are. Yeah, I know you didn't really mean it with an English auntie. I know you didn't really mean that. Yeah, English subtitles. Yeah, there are loads. I mean, yeah, I can't recommend. I can't recommend. I can't. I don't know any on the top of my head though. But there are so many. I know a close brother of mine, brother Shaheen Al Rahman. He's the founder of Al Rahma, alrahma.co.uk or something. I think his blog is. I think he is compiling a list of cartoons that are in cartoons that are in Fusha and have English subtitles. But you'll be able to see. Go onto my playlist Tuesday talk throughs. Go to lesson one, and there's a Mr. Bean video in Fusha. You can watch that inshallah. Start there. So see what else comes to you from there. Yeah, go over on my channel Tuesday talk through. It's about 2 weeks ago. I think there's a Mr. Bean video that's in Fusha. It's quite funny. No, it's very cheap to study in Egypt. Very cheap. I went there for about 6 weeks. About £500, I think. I think it's Al-Rahma. Al-Rahma. .co.uk or something like that. Or if you were to just search Shaheen Al-Rahman, I know he's quite big on Twitter. Yeah. The fees in Egypt. I mean, I initially studied somewhere. Yeah, Shaheen Al-Rahman. So put just an A and an R before that Rahman. Shaheen Al-Rahman. He lives in Northampton. He lives really close to me. Yeah, I think we're lacking in audiobooks. Yeah, that's right, Shaheen Al-Rahman. Try typing the name in Arabic as well when you search it, because he does a lot of his stuff actually in Arabic. Yeah, I have thought about sort of in-person seminars, but thing is, just the internet is so much more powerful than that. Like, I mean, yeah. So sorry. I was saying, yeah, the fees where I studied initially in Egypt. Yeah, well, yeah. In Egypt, it was like, oh, well, how much was it? It was charged in dollars. It was something like, I don't know, $100 a week or something like that. It wasn't expensive. Like a month, like $400 or something. It really wasn't expensive. I was doing lehge Misriya. I was just doing Egyptian colloquial. Full name of the verb book. There is a book called 501 Arabic Verbs. نعم. شكرا جزيلا لكم للمشاهدة. Thank you guys very much for watching. سننتهي الفيديو بعد 5 دقائق إن شاء الله. What do I think of the El Kitab series? I've never been through it myself, but I know students who have been through it, and they're not great. That's all I'll say. Perhaps the students haven't been particularly committed or whatever, but no, you do not need any sort of degree level to study in Egypt. I would start initially, if you want to study in Egypt, search Al Fajr Institute. I know a number of people who have been to Al Fajr and had really, really good experiences. And even if you're a family, I've considered even paying for myself, my wife, and my son, when my son's a little bit older, for us to all go to Al Fajr and all go and learn together. Yeah, because they have stuff for the whole family as well. They have stuff for kids as well. How's your Levantine dialect? Levantine is, I mean, so my name's Sam. I mean, my Palestinian is like, I suppose all of my Arabic sort of ends up being a bit more Palestinian, because يعني أنا متعود على اللهجة الفلسطينية, like I'm a bit more used to it. My Sudanese dialect, I don't know any. I mean, I know that they say like gahwa and they use g instead of qaf. I spotted a lot of similarities between it and the Libyan dialect actually. Yes, Al Fajr, they have everything. Al Fajr Institute, they have classical Arabic, modern standard Arabic, they have Egyptian dialect, they have Quranic Arabic, they have intensive programs, they have private tuition, they have seminars and classes, they have everything at Al Fajr. Search them, inshallah, Google them, and start sort of navigating your way around it, inshallah. I never learned any Darija. I remember taking a book out of the library when I was at uni for it, and I just didn't understand any of it. Ismi Sam. Um, just Sam, like Fireman Sam. Yeah, I speak Urdu. My Urdu is banging, bro. मेरा नाम Sam है. आपके नाम क्या है? What else do I know? आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. That's one as well, I think. What else have we got? No, that's all I know. That's all the Urdu that I know. My best friends are Pakistani. Um, yeah, they speak more Punjabi though. Thanks, man. That's the best I can do. That's the best Urdu I can provide for you this evening. The number one book I can recommend to study Arabic. If you were to have one book, I mean, obviously, I don't know what your objectives are. I don't know anything about that. I would just say, teach yourself Arabic. The Teach Yourself Arabic book. I haven't even got it up here actually. But there's a Teach Yourself Arabic book. You'll learn tons of vocab in it. It gets to quite an advanced level in the book, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'd recommend that. It comes with the CD as well. Teach Yourself Arabic. Just something like that. Something nice and simple and broad. Yes, I would say that. I'm not sure who the book is by, but there's a question from Waqas. Yes, I would say in Taraweeh, I understand on a linguistic level most of what is recited in Taraweeh. Absolutely. If guys, like those of you who aren't following me on Instagram, go over inshallah and follow the word a day up to Ramadan series that I'm doing. I'm doing a word a day, a Quranic word a day, and just in the first 5 words that we've done, we've already covered 15% of the vocab that's used in the Quran. Like just the word min alone is used over 3,000 times. Yeah, the word min, the word Allah, the word la, the word fi, and the word inna. All of those together make about 15% of all words used in the entire Quran. It's incredible. Yeah. No, I don't have a nice recitation at all. Yeah, I don't. To be honest, like beautifying your voice is really something that you should focus on more when you are. It's more something you should do when you're really confident reciter of the Quran, which I'm some simpleton, miskeen. Yeah, no, I've never been to Speaker's Corner. Never been to Speaker's Corner. I'm not really into that, man. Like I think like when I first came to Islam, I was quite sort of rigorous on the da'wah. Um, yeah, yeah, I was pretty keen on doing da'wah to Christians and to atheists and stuff, and but really it's Speaker's corner for Sam. He's mushy and soft. It's true. That's true. I'm a bit too nice. To go to Speaker's corner. I'll start crying. I'll start crying, you know. There's a better place, sort of, the Instagram DM is a better place for me where I can give people nice advice and I can smile at people on live Instagram and stuff. That's more my sort of, that's more my sort of place. Yeah, so to be honest, I don't know. I think the Speaker's Corner kind of da'wah. I think personally, I think there's enough issues within the Muslim community that we need to acknowledge. I think if we were to nurture better Muslims, then that itself would be a far more powerful da'wah than any of this arguing with Tommy Robinson that we do. Do you know what I mean? I think we need to do a lot more focusing just within our community, and أي لغة تدرس الآن؟ لا أدرس أي لغة إلا اللغة العربية. I only learn Arabic. I do not learn any language except the Arabic language. You're the nicest brother on the internet. No, you are. You're the nicest brother on the internet. But I mean, seriously, like I am like the friendliest Arabic teacher in the world. You don't have to tell any other Arabic teachers. There's no other Arabic teachers watching this. I don't think you can say that. You can say that I am the nicest because I am. I'm no scholar. I'm no, I'm not going to claim to be a graduate from Islamic University Medina or whatever, but I am a nice chap. That can be said of me. Cool. Well, I said that we would finish after 5 دقائق, and now we've been carrying on for about 20 دقيقة. Yeah, I'd love to do. Yeah, I'd love to do like a meet and greet. I'd love to, but not enough people care about me, man. That's a nice idea and stuff, but I'm just not a big deal, really. Maybe in the future, inshallah, I'll build more of a following and more people will be interested in what I do and stuff in the future if I keep, obviously I'm going to be doing this forever, inshallah. So hopefully at some point, but at the moment, not many people care about what I do really at the moment. But that doesn't matter, even if it was just you guys, even if it was just the 9 of you who are here, I'd still turn up for you. Okay, I think we're back. I think I lost a few of you when my internet was misbehaving. But yeah, so as I was saying, I'd love to do an event, some live events, people can come and meet me, come and chat with me and stuff. But not enough people care at the moment about me or what I do to justify that. You can't really do it for 4 people. Cool. All right, guys. We'll sign off there, inshallah. We've done plenty. That's a very long video. We've done plenty. Thank you very much for being part of it. I love having you guys here. Make sure you come back next Sunday, inshallah. Next Sunday we'll absolutely do our best to make this live earlier. We'll do it earlier, inshallah. It's always my plan to do it earlier. I want to do it like 5. Do you know what I mean? But just today, because of circumstances, I couldn't manage it. So that's it. Let's call it a day. You guys sleep well. Good night. Those of you guys who are here in the UK or further east of us, those of you who are west of us, you should still be going to bed soon anyway. You guys in Canada, it's probably about 8 o'clock now or whatever, 8:15 or something. So you guys should go to bed too. And see you guys tomorrow. Tune in for the podcast tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing Arabic for daily routines. Learn to speak Arabic. Talk about your daily routines in Arabic. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Catch you guys then. إلى اللقاء. Assalamu alaikum